You're listening to BleedTV, the only podcast of today's best shows and movies. I'm Zack.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cash.
And tonight we got Game of Thrones, the epic Game of Thrones number 5. This was Eastwatch.
Yes, sir.
Which was
the first time we actually saw Eastwatch in the opening credits.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone
no
caught
doubt.
that or not.
It wasn't the most eventful castle build-up on the wall, let me tell you, but it was there. It looked like about 5 tents and a couple structures against the wall.
They've talked about that through the seasons, that none of the other castles, even Castle Black, is garbage.
Yeah, but
Come
I mean,
on,
it looks
Castle
good.
Black's got the awesome-ass elevator. I mean, come on. This thing
this
right
one
here's
had-
got... No, this had the shanties going to the side. No, not even touch.
Multi-level staircases. I mean,
I'm telling you,
pretty
like,
serious.
it's Game of Thrones CrossFit, wherever you are. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. But, yes, it was cool to see it in the credits.
it was just weird to see them go across the top of the wall. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, well, this is different.
And it almost looked like the wall was different. Like it was rigid or something.
Yeah, kind of. But it's not like we got to see much of it.
No.
Pretty sure it was filmed in the same tunnel.
That most definitely. We've seen that prison cell before. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that the Lannister boys
Oh.
were in. Same cell, at some point.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. All right, so let's just get to it. What was the overall opinion of the episode, considering this was a kind of a big shift from the last episode or two?
Just a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about packing as much as you possibly can into a single episode.
Well,
It's a lot.
When I was watching it, I felt like I was watching a fast-forward episode. You know, I mean, it was just like, that's how they filmed it, but-
Yeah, I mean, you guys suspend yourself from reality or something. Just somehow block out all the time travel, and this is a fantastic episode. If you can get out of that, then this was one of the best episodes I've seen. Probably the best episode of the season.
I really enjoyed it. Now there were a couple nuggets in there that I was like, bullshit.
Oh, there's a lot of nuggets,
Golly, I was like, don't. I said you're hurting your diehard viewer when you do this shit. And so there were several of those. Basically, like the opening scene was one of the biggest ones to me.
Oh man, that was brutal. Because the main thing we were talking about was Jamie falling into the what's the
abyss?
spot in
The abyss.
Yeah.
The marinara.
There we go. And
Marinara trench.
Hey, there's other people
Goes
on
great with
Twitter.
breadsticks.
It hit it. People were commenting about it on Twitter, so I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
I was
All I
probably the only
know
one that got
is
it wrong,
that
though.
Braun and Ed Harris pulled him out of the water for the scene and got him out. I hate that they had Ed Harris off camera for the scene. I thought I saw his mitt helping him out of the water. But
No,
anyway,
it was that alien water thing.
yeah, that's right.
Picked
We
him up.
raised him up.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, his 60 pounds of armor, he was a lead weight going into the abyss.
Oh yes.
Well,
And
at least they said it was a river he fell into.
I don't give a damn. When your camera angle makes you show like you're dropping 12, 15, 20 feet, it's like 20
It's like
leagues
you're
under the
floating out in
sea.
space.
I'm telling you, man.
But also, this was the dustiest armor that has ever come out of a river
Now,
that I've ever seen in my life.
Now I take that back. I was actually really pleased that they did this because that's like that mud and muck.
He's in the abyss. He never hit the bottom.
Well, we're going to suppose we're back to the ankle deep water at this time.
No.
Even
Braun
though
was-
Braun comes out of there
He's
like,
clean and shiny.
Came
Came out like he just took a
there's
bath.
nothing clean and shiny about Braun. Let's go ahead and be honest with
That
ourselves.
armor compared to Jamie's. I'm sorry, I couldn't get past the armor.
Who cares?
It's such,
One of the best lines.
oh no, yeah.
The dragon can't kill you, cunt, or
Yeah.
whatever like that. Cersei can't kill you. I'm the only cunt that can kill you.
Hey, that's not until I get what I'm owed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's like, I didn't come out here to get burned up by dragons.
He's like, yeah,
this
we're
is
screwed.
deal's off, man. Whatever.
Worse, don't you mean we're screwed? No. You. Dragons is where I cut this off. And that goes back to me. Why did Braun save him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he still owes him, But here's the other part of this. Think about where we are. Remember when we last spoke, okay? Jamie's 20 leagues under the sea, all right? And Braun's bringing him back up to survival here. I'm sorry, he didn't. It wasn't like it was a river that took him upstream, downstream, whatever.
No.
That where Drogon and everybody's already thrown the deuces. You know what I mean? That's like just we said in the last pod. That's what I didn't want to see. And sure enough, he comes out of the water and there's nobody in sight.
Like 4 miles down the thing.
Like they were down there practicing deep sea stuff. I mean, come on.
The only thing is like I'm glad I was super stoked because they were supposed to be separated from the group.
Yes.
Cash and I talked about this last episode. But then epic time travel yet again later on in the episode, and that all just gets thrown to the wayside. But I try not to stress too much on it. Like I said, he needed to come out of the water in view of the damage with Tyrion out there and everything. It had to have a nice little.
Well, and then the cut straight to Tyrion with all the dust and everything. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I want to bitch about it, but they're just moving too quick.
Yeah.
And it's what? Would you be happy if Jaime was dead?
No.
At the beginning of this
Well, no,
episode?
you got to understand. Now, imagine if Jaime. Well, nobody believed Jaime was dead. Let's go ahead and be honest with ourselves. Nobody thought that.
Yeah.
If
but
he did, ridiculous.
the plausible thing here was he comes out of that water and he's taken captive, and he's somehow used as a bargaining chip, or he's the messenger, and this creates the opportunity for him and Tyrion to have the conversation of maybe we can get some reasoning and stuff instead of the smuggling event later on.
That
in the
would
episode.
have ended up working a lot better,
You follow what I'm getting at?
but I don't see it being plausible.
I mean, maybe because you can't. That would leave Cersei alone again with no characters that you care about at all.
I
near
think
Cersei.
Jaime would be released
no, because
with a hope of talking sense into Cersei or different things, like what the actual goal of the episode was.
No, because Jaime would have never bent the knee, and then we would have been.
I
put in
don't
the
think he would have
position-
bent the knee. He was too valuable to kill.
No, she would have killed him. If Randall Tarley immediately, but I mean I don't think he would have bent, and I think that would have put us in an awkward position.
I think if he was there,
She doesn't
and
believe in
she put
pals.
that deal in there, Tyrion would step in front of him saying, "You burn him, you burn me."
No, she doesn't believe in pals.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll agree to disagree, but anyway, yeah. I mean,
We get to the next thing, and I gotta say, one of the best things in this next scene was seeing all the Dothraki just scavenging. Like, oh, this is a nice sword.
pickpocketing,
Oh,
grabbing swords.
look at this
Nice bracer.
bracelet. Yeah.
Yeah.
This fits well.
Yeah, I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see, is them just going through everything that wasn't
no,
moving.
Tyrion disgusted by it.
yeah.
It's like, God.
No, my favorite part was seeing the guy holding the shield, and obviously it was no good for him.
Oh, yeah.
The crisp on the ground.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just
especially
ash still flying everywhere.
Props to the props. I mean,
Yes.
dude, that's what I've got to say. Props to the props.
And I mean, I was looking for like just some dust that didn't look right or anything. They nailed all of it. I didn't see
Dude,
anything that
it
looked
looked
out of-
so legit. When
Do
I
you
watched
think-
it twice, I had to watch that like really close.
Do you think that Dothraki will be allowed to stay after the war is over?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, if Daenerys wins, yes. I don't see any. If her or Jon are sitting on top, yeah.
Even if they win, I still think there's an issue that even locals will have, just like Tyrion's
Yeah.
having. I mean, he's having.
They're the
Thoughts.
think about it. They're the new wildlings.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically.
Well, and
You know-
wildlings are struggling to
foreign
get-
invader.
Yeah.
They're the most legitimate foreign invader. I mean, they're nothing like the Westeros people.
No.
Nothing.
But they might want to go back.
That's what I'm saying. The Green Grass Sea and all that stuff
Yeah.
is back home.
Like, I mean, that might call for them, but I think Daenerys would let them stay.
I'm just saying there is no, I don't know, like peace in area that they
No.
are. That's not just them. They're the Mongols. You know what I mean? That's what.
They're savages. The bottom line is what
they're
are they?
nomadic.
Yeah.
You know, they take what they want. You know, I mean, I just like indecent civilization. They're not allowed.
We have rules, and they don't follow those rules.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, I think they're badass, but I could just see there being so many problems.
Well, I
you know?
mean,
I agree.
I don't know if you ever read Aragon, but it's a lot like a set of creatures in that book series.
Afraid not.
No, well, that's going to fall flat.
Your credit's going
I
down.
may have-
real
Well,
quick.
no, like, I mean,
May have
how
read it
dare
if the,
you?
if the movie wasn't so
Yeah,
terrible bad.
we don't talk about the movie. I said read. I never said
No,
watch.
a lot of times I watch the movie and I'm like, most of the time the book's better. So it's like, if I like the movie, it's like, oh, well, I'll listen to the book.
Listen to the book series.
For
Worth it.
instance, and this may be just blaspheming. I watched The Shining over the weekend.
Oh no, you're going to get a shut off.
Dog shit.
Oh,
Total dog shit.
Compared to the book.
The book is so good. The movie is so fucking bad. And it has at least been 15 years since I've seen it. That's why I wanted to watch it again.
Yeah.
I had no memory of most of it. Dog shit. It is terrible bad. And all these people that put it up on this pedestal all the time, like it's always in the top horror movies of all time and
Yeah.
shit. did the dog shit.
We're going to move back to Game of Thrones now. We're going to move to the most awesome visual shot of the entire episode of Drogon on top of this hill with the sun behind him. You know.
On Plymouth Rock over there.
I don't care.
Drogon landed on us.
I don't care, dude. It was monumental. And this is one time where like Dany's lines and her acting with it looked good, felt good, and delivered well.
She did good all episode.
Yeah, she had a fantastic episode.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know I said Arya had her best episode like 2 episodes ago. I think Dany had her best one.
To me, yeah, this was...
But the thing is Dany had a good episode, and you weren't happy with her. I mean, were you happy with what she was doing?
I think
people
necessary evil
this through Tyrion's eyes.
Yeah, that's what I think was the whole point.
Hers.
His perspective was what was important.
Correct. And I just look at it like the reason we had the Ed Sheeran scene, the reason why we have, all the shots with Jaime and Bronn and the people getting scared as the Dothraki come and stuff like that, and people just getting burned alive, that was all to lead up to this.
Correct.
Yeah.
To lead up to the fact that she's going to be stone cold.
Not stone cold. She gives him a choice and everything. Like, I mean, I think that really matters.
Some choice.
It's knee or like it's not a hard choice
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, to me, like I was watching with my wife and I was like, really?
I'm not.
Do you see what's on the hill behind her?
I'm not even kneeing. Like I am on my stomach, flat spread. Like, hey, if I could go lower, I will. Like you tell me, I'm yours.
Right. Not only that, I'm taking a knee. I'm telling the rest of them, some bitches take a knee.
Yeah.
Hey, all of you now.
Yeah, I'm bringing people down with me. Like,
see what we just,
But the thing is, there was all these, articles on Facebook and on the internet talking about how Dickon Tarly is one of the fan favorites now. Just all of a sudden,
really,
people loved him. Yeah, I saw at least 5 articles talking about a new fan favorite character.
Dude, he was my jackass of the week.
Exactly. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
With his enormous shoulder pads.
Yeah, really.
Tiny little head. Whatever.
I just loved him because we couldn't remember his name. Like, I mean...
Oh, no. The only thing sad about Dickon is we won't have any more Dickon jokes. But the reality of it is that... Did you see the tweet that went popular where it showed him and he had that face of like, and it was like, when you're a level 2 player and accidentally get into a level 50 game room, that's the look you get, I mean, I'm dying here.
Yeah, this is the Leroy Jenkins of Thrones right here. But I got to say, I was slightly disappointed that they got burned. I thought we were going to get an eating.
I thought we were going to get eating. I was hoping for an eating.
I was hoping for a tail smash to just flatten them.
Well, you see him whip the tail for a second there. I'm like, okay, cool. We might get a tail whip.
Exactly.
But I wanted an eat scene.
I did too.
But a dragon's not just going to eat because it's always got to heat. It never eats raw meat.
Good point. And I didn't know that.
I mean, that gets
we
brought
did
up.
see that.
We did see that.
Yeah.
It's never been truly clarified.
No, it has.
But what on film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, she tried to feed it, and then they burned it.
Yeah,
and
they
fed
flip it up.
Okay, that's right. That's right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
But Drogon just kind of overkilled it and just completely melted them.
When you leave the ribs on the grill for 8 hours instead of 4, this is what you get.
But the thing is, all this armor on these dudes, just dust.
Yeah, dust.
I mean, they were just a spot of ash.
Pure napalm coming out of this mouth. It's the hottest form of napalm there is.
Worse than napalm.
Yeah, like it is
lava.
burning. Like there's holes in the ground, and it's intense.
Yeah, it's cool because whenever it hits, you always see it like kicking up the dirt and everything too. It's like
causing craters and everything.
It even has pressure behind it.
Yeah.
Dude. And then my favorite thing is you see 4 little smoke patterns where their 2 feet were.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like they fell down or nothing like that. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was cool for effect, so people could understand what they were. But I was like, bullshit. I was like, these guys, woof. I mean.
Well, the thing is, you see them turn and burn and scream and stuff like that, but they go up so fast. It's like, oh, you barely have time to scream because you're going up like immediate.
Well, let's talk about Tarly's comments before Dickon decided to be somewhat brave. He made like, you're foreign invaders. I already have a queen, and Tyrion's pleas here. Were y'all surprised that he stood up that far to go like that?
No, he was raised this way.
Yeah.
This is exactly how he came up.
But and I'll give credit. I was listening to another pod, about the show and stuff like that, and it was told that Tarly actually fought with the Targaryens, and actually pushed back Robert Baratheon's one of his battles and different things like that. Is that not accurate? Like, he didn't win like the overall war, but he was the only guy who actually, stopped Robert's rebellion in certain parts of battles and different things like that.
No, he's the only general that has defeated Robert on the field.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so he was a Targaryen sympathetic originally, and then he switched over to Cersei, and now the Targaryen's back, and he didn't show loyalty here. So is that condescending or hypocritical?
I'm not even sure he was necessarily... I don't even remember. I can't remember in the context of whether he was just protecting a Targaryen thing or a Reach thing.
Well, and it's different because you're supporting the Targaryens there, but there's no dragons, there's no Dothraki, there's no Unsullied.
There's no foreign invader.
Yeah. So, that changes everything in my opinion.
Crown argument, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to clarify that because when I heard that on another pod, I was kind of like, that's kind of an interesting thing where you could technically be hypocritical based on what he said. But like you said, you throw in the foreign invader stuff and everything else.
You stick with the monster you know.
Yeah, there's a character. Well, no, it was who was it? I don't know. Robert was badly injured in the battle or whatever like that, and was hidden in a town. And they burned the town to the ground and stuff like that, looking for him. And he was saved.
That's a book character
by Currington, or something like
Connington.
John Connington, or whatever like that. Some redheaded dude, or whatever like that. He's been completely removed, but
along with that entire storyline,
and that storyline. So it's that's more on the Tarly thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I got you. Okay. Well, that clarifies what I wouldn't know. So.
But to have all that pride in everything and to not go after your family's Valyrian steel sword one time, huge drop. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You know exactly where your kid went. You know exactly where the sword is.
Okay. So, Sam now is...
Nope.
He's the rightful
head of the house?
He is not.
But he took his vows, but then Jon sent him to be a maester.
And maesters hold no titles or anything either.
I understand.
And he's still part of the Black. He has not been released from the Night's Watch.
I don't know. I think if you're sent to be a maester, you're not a Night's Watch as a maester.
Aemon was Night's Watch. He wore all black and everything. You're still part of the Night's Watch.
I need clarification on that. I'm not positive on this.
So you're telling me that if he went back to home, he couldn't be clarified head of the house?
Still part of the Night's Watch. That would be treasonary, and he could get his head chopped off.
Unless the king,
or
whoever allows it,
released him and everything. But as currently stands, I don't think Cersei's really going to let him out.
But my thing is, man, I swear, if you're a maester, you're not a Night's Watch.
I'm pretty sure because Aemon took the black as well.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, no, Aemon did, and he was a maester, so he couldn't be used against Egg.
Exactly. He was just a maester. He wasn't a Night's Watch.
I'm pretty sure Aemon was a Night's Watch. But, no, he might have just been a pure maester and never took it.
I think it was. But whatever.
Yeah.
I
hear you. Well, I don't think Sam's going home anyway.
No.
So,
no, he's going to go back to Castle Black. Yeah, but I'm just saying, officially, he's not a maester now. And...
still part of Castle Black. So, he's still a Night's Watchman.
As of right now, I'd say I guess he's a Night's Watchman.
Yeah.
The best case scenario.
So, no, he is not the rightful heir. I guess he has a little sister, doesn't he? I think there was a little girl.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't remember that.
Or the wife of Lord Randall
Yeah, his
Tarly.
mother is still alive. Yeah.
But, yeah, so then if you're Dickon, don't you just try to cut off his leg or something? Just make him kneel?
Nah, not your father.
No. He's trying to live up to his father's glory and do what he did. And
there's better ways.
He got the CRISPR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jaime makes it back to Cersei, and, with his facial expressions the whole time.
This was fantastic.
He just blows me away. Again, the John Hardy, as you say. And basically gives her, this is the war we can't win. This is,
And she's like, how many we lose? It doesn't matter. She's got a dragon and 2 more that she didn't even use.
Yeah.
He kind of spells it out.
Yeah. Well, he said, and she has the Dothraki. They stomped us, and they'll beat any army I've ever seen.
Okay.
Well,
that was a reach.
It's I don't disagree with that, but we didn't really see them fighting. Drogon opened up everything.
Well, here's the deal: is that you're talking about? He saw his army that was a thin line, not prepared, not organized, not anything, get decimated by horseback and a dragon. Yeah, you were screwed based on just that information alone.
Yes.
You could have an average army coming at you and be successful. His comment is that they were the most, they were the baddest, and they treated it like it was sport. Not like they were fighting for life and death. They were enjoying what they were doing.
Oh, they definitely were.
That comment is what made it sound like that's why they're superior. But his comment of the most superior ever or the best I've ever seen, I kind of with you. I was kind of like,
I look at it like you think of the Patriot, and everybody used to fight in lines.
The guerrilla warfare.
And then all of a sudden, you got people hiding in the trees and in the bushes.
That was a fantastic
and shooting
movie.
the commanders and leaving people out to dry.
Dirty. What they consider dirty fighting.
Yeah, it was no honor.
No gentleman, involved in this kind of fighting. That's the Dothraki.
Yeah.
It's like they don't hold lines and stuff like that.
It's not traditional warfare.
Crazy.
Although we did compliment the Dothraki for coming in waves and everything. So, I mean, I guess they did have battle strategy that...
I think their strategy is always the
yes.
same. You see how they do it. They circle the enemy, almost like circling the wagons. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not. They have no centralized point. Anytime you watch a battle, usually a force has a centralized point or has a certain. When they all came and it was a complete mass chaos of when they came and hit. So I mean, like
they
I said,
made a hole.
Yeah.
And you're distracted because there's a giant dragon blowing holes in your wall.
And you're using your horses to almost just sacrifice because you're just throwing them as you're leaping off of them, going 4 rows deep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no, Jamie might be right. Maybe we aren't giving them as much credit as we did in the previous pod.
Well, you got to imagine he's probably never seen anything like this in Westeros.
Oh, no chance.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
we know he hasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So then Jamie drops the bomb. Isn't that the part next that she talks about?
Well, yeah, they're sitting there.
Well, no. Jamie talks about Olenna telling that she's the one who did it, and you got it all wrong with Tyrion.
And great job by Cersei to just have this boiled rage just come out of nowhere. I was like, okay.
Were y'all shocked that she accepted what he said as quick as she did?
No, because I think what he came back with was pretty stellar.
Yeah, really. Think about it.
I mean, he pretty much cemented it with a...
oh, yeah. Well,
Would you want your daughter to marry Joffrey or Tommen?
If we were marrying Marcella to one of the two, which one are you throwing her at?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Okay, I'm killing Joffrey. You're right.
It makes total sense. And it leapfrogged to the other scene with Tyrion and Jamie, talking about his dad and stuff. So it's like, this is well done,
yes.
I thought. Blew me out of the water, though, at the end of it. That she's pregnant.
Well, that was a different scene.
Oh, yeah, that was a different scenario.
Was that a different scene?
Different
Yeah,
scene.
that was after he met with Tyrion.
I thought it was the same scene.
No, this is the part where she looks at him and goes, yeah, she's going to give me a choice of fight and die or kneel and die or surrender and die. I know which one I am. You should know as a warrior yourself.
Yeah.
She cuts his nuts out from
Yeah,
under him.
just complete shade. Like, I was okay, Cersei, let's calm down.
I mean, she just straight cuts him. Yeah.
It's like, the man's already lost a hand. You don't need to take the nuts with him.
Right.
Jesus.
So the next scene is the one that blew a buzz, to me on social media. Whereas John's on the edge of the cliff and Drogon and Dany come down.
Okay, this was the best visual effects for me.
To me, I'm with you. I really enjoy that when Drogon lands and kind of charges a little bit,
I've never
and the
seen-
camera shakes.
I told you
that was legit.
Whenever they're on their legs
Yes.
and are crawling, is terrifying, dude. It is so wicked badass.
Have y'all ever noticed the thumbs? On this, the bat wings? I've never noticed that he's had thumbs like that.
Oh yeah, you're
the
enormous.
dew claws?
Yeah. Never seen those before.
Makes a raptor claw look tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just gorgeous. You see where the budget went, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It went
teeth.
completely on Drogon.
Yes, I was like, I'm not even mad we haven't seen Ghost this season.
Wait, Ghost was mentioned this
was
episode,
mentioned.
though.
I was like, Ghost is Casper floating around Winterfell or something? What's going on?
But yeah, this was just beautiful, man. I'll love anything about this. Of course, the internet goes absolutely crazy, thinking that, he obviously smells this is a Targaryen.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
this
cuddling it.
possibly another dragon rider.
And
But
then just-
Dany's up there just flooding her socks. Over this.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
There it is.
I just like.
I mean, I was gonna say something similar, but no, you pretty much.
Oh my!
I mean, honestly, this is ridiculous.
Now we know how that river got so deep, right there. Just waiting on John the entire way back.
Man.
I just, whenever she does find out, she's gonna be like, oh no.
No, she's gonna be like, Targaryens have done this before, right? Like, I mean, this is an uncommon.
God.
She's gonna need a walk of redemption. Repent, shame upon me.
How about that?
Lustful thoughts.
One shot I was proud of is that they showed Danny like couldn't see what John was doing, like the head was in the way because Drogon's head and neck is so long. I actually appreciated that. Just like she's just not up there watching it, knowing she can't see shit.
Yeah.
I was proud of that they actually went the mile to show.
She's
that.
like, is Drogon about to eat him? Oh no. Oh, okay. Let me calm these flames real quick.
Yeah. I agree.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I think the special effects, even when he's getting close and touching it like that, and the eyes,
nostrils.
Oh yes, the nostrils flaring like you see inside of them. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah,
I'm just
needed a good yawn, and that'd have been legit.
Oh, that John might have died.
I want to see in there.
I was kind of hoping it would do a sniff where you would see like John's hair like get blown back for a second because it, or
No.
sucked in towards it.
Oh, yeah.
Then we might have lost Danny. But, I mean,
you realize Drogon's a girl. And
no. If John's hair goes waving in the wind,
easy. Like I said, Danny's lines and everything was awesome. She gets off of there and they got the googly eyes and she's like, well, I have fewer enemies than I did yesterday. And, I thought all that was really good.
John, rule number 1, never insult a woman's children. Come on, man. Like, you just call them
these
beautiful.
beasts.
Yeah.
No.
they're not beasts to me.
And he's like, no.
Dried up immediately.
Yeah. They're just like, no, they're beautiful. Yeah, love them.
Beautiful beast. Gorgeous. Yeah, we've all been there before.
So she questions, what did you mean by the knife in the heart? Davos gets carried away with his words sometimes,
So why is he so scared to talk about this?
I think he's already said so many things that were kind of unbelievable and asking for trust. And if you go and say, by the way, I died and the Red Queen brought me back. Here, look at my chest plate. I got 9 holes in it.
Well, here's my thought on it. It's just like, well, we're fighting the dead. By the way, I've died and come back to life. But I'm on your side. So don't worry.
All they got to do is bring back Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah.
Like, you want your Walking Dead? Here he is. Check out this dude's collarbone.
Yeah.
Or the lack of it.
It's down in his hip right now. Oh, and the guy who did it to him, he's right next to him.
Yeah.
Talking shit with him.
Yeah.
Called him a cunt.
Yeah.
Fucking with his bald head friend.
Oh, man.
There it is.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think it's just like you're fighting the dead. It's hard to say, I'm the dead as well, but don't worry about it.
But eventually it's going to come out.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, he should say it, but I mean, now I'm kind of getting like, there's been a lot of theories of why he hasn't. And that's the best one that I've seen.
Yeah.
All right. So it cuts away to, well, let's talk about this. People were going bananas that, like, does this mean, like you said, that John's going to become a dragon rider? And then people made the association, well, if he can touch the dragon or get close to it without it, and that dragon's going to be sympathetic and let him ride. And then they immediately go back to when we're in Marine and Tyrion does the same thing and is able to survive with the dragon. And they're like, well, there you go, 3 dragon riders. Do y'all think this is even plausible?
Well, have we ever talked about the Tyrion being a secret Targaryen yet?
I've heard that theory.
I mean, there's a case for it.
There's a case for it because Tywin's wife possibly had a bit of an affair.
Well, I'm not going to say she had an affair. More so, she was taken advantage of by the king on the...
Yeah. But also, we know it doesn't have to be a Targaryen. And you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. They've not laid any groundwork to make Tyrion all of a sudden
true,
secret Targaryen.
Like in the book, like after like all of the dragon riders we've been found, like one of the best things I've ever seen was just it's genetics. And
I agree with you.
Well, and that's why the Targaryens always interbreeded was to keep those genetics so that we could always have dragon riders.
I think they've laid the foundation for people to make that assumption. I don't think anything's been confirmed on the show.
No,
it's what I gather from this. But I'm with Cash. I think that you're supposed to have some kind of genetic code or some kind of whatever to make it where the dragons can sense that you're of a certain type to feel that way. That's the reason you live.
Yeah, I would like to see Tyrion do it. I mean, first season with Jon, he talks about it's his dream.
Yes.
To see dragons again. It's like since he was a baby.
He's been reading about them. He's taken every book that he can find.
I have this really bad nightmare of like them getting stools out and pushing them up onto the dragon, and I'm just like,
I'm loving this. Like,
are you they gotta put a
ride this scorpion up to the edge.
I'm just instead of an arrow, we just see Tyrion being fired, and then the dragon comes swooping and catching him.
I don't know. There's somebody on the internet that posted a picture of a small person on the back of a dragon compared, and I was like, that's wrong. Well, you
gotta get the maester to make a special saddle.
Yeah, well, if you go over to Winterfell, they can whip that up in like an hour.
Oh, before he's even there.
Well, there's a few people. A lot of people think Tyrion. A lot of people think Bran. And I think Bran's kind of out of it now.
Yeah, I mean, those legs are going to be flopping all over the place.
No, it's not that. What if Bran can control a dragon?
There's the question.
A theory. There's been
can he warg into a dragon? Nobody knows yet. But
it's never happened in history to our knowledge.
So we'll see. But because he always talks about you will never walk again, but you will fly. We see him as a raven. You see it in this episode.
Yes.
Pile of ravens.
One of the best things I've ever seen in the show.
Well, that's the next scene is that Bran and the ravens.
Well, when they start off in the tree and you start seeing the eyes flicker as he's bouncing from each raven.
That is so cool.
Coolest thing I've probably seen in the show.
Yeah, well, see, there was a lot of people were like, all right, was he controlling more than one? And I was like, bullcrap. I thought I saw like White Eye go to another one, go to another one. Like he was passing back and forth.
Yeah, he was just basically keeping the flock together, and almost,
And even as they were flying, you could see the eyes change as they were flying.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really well done.
I really enjoyed this. I thought it was unique, and I didn't know if this was him, like you said, trying to keep the flock together, or was him struggling to control at a distance, or
no. I think it was just keeping them because you can't warg more than one thing.
Okay,
but I was surprised at how freaking far they had to fly to get to the army of the dead.
Yes.
Well, not only that, did you see the terrain was like mountainous and rock? I was like, when I look past the wall, I see flat land and trees.
But my thing is, they're taking forever.
Yeah,
to get to the wall.
Well, I mean, you got to remember. I mean, you got to stop, set up camp, eat, hunt.
Stop.
Oh, wait, no. These things just walk in a straight line.
Just relentless moving.
Yeah.
Never stop.
It makes no sense. I mean, John's only been to Dragonstone and back like 4 times by now.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, he got to Eastwatch and he walks out. Them guys should already been there.
Well, that's the thing. He gets word from Bran. The army's on the move.
Yep.
They're heading to Eastwatch. He gets all the way to Eastwatch by sea. And, he has plenty of time to get there.
Which kind of blows holes in the whole frozen water that they show in the credits.
yes.
Yeah, that's horseshit. Just beyond that.
Well, I mean, by the time they get there, it could be frozen water, but who cares?
Whatever.
But I mean, like all the ravens get there, and then the Night's King's like, "Yo, bitch, you're not allowed in this conversation." And then all the ravens like, "Yeah, we're out."
Deuces.
I
was just waiting for like a giant hand, just
flop
a few up out of the air or something.
Yeah, I thought all the ravens were going to die.
Yeah.
I was like, Brain, you cold, heartless bastard.
But to go back to the terrain, I was calling bullshit, man. Like you said, I mean, they were way too far away. But when you showed the ravens, like they were like in mountains.
Well, no, I mean, when Jon was chasing Ygritte and everything, like that was the terrain. So I mean, we know that terrain exists out there. It's just BS how far they had to get to that terrain.
I didn't care about the terrain even. I just cared about how far they had to fly to find them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Because I mean, that was like a day's flight. It felt like.
Yeah.
In fast forward time.
But anyway, Bran says, "Send the raven."
Yes.
Send the ravens.
Ravens! We need ravens! And I was like...
It's like, dude, you just controlled a bunch of ravens. Send them your fucking self.
Yeah. But also, how have you not sent them already? Like, you knew it was coming. Like,
I'll write the little notes out, buddy, but you're sending them.
I've seen you control these things. Like,
we cut back over...
they go straight to the Maesters, doesn't it?
Go straight to the Maesters with Sam. And, okay, I understand why we had this scene like that, but would Sam really be in this room when you're having, your high-up Maesters having these conversations?
I mean, if you're just dropping something off, I would.
Well, because he's being punished. Remember, he's rewriting all these scrolls. That's what he's doing. He's dropping them off.
Okay.
The newly written.
Well, there was a lot of people on social media really like busting the balls on this part of like, what are the odds that Sam's in the room, much less he even should be in the room while they're having a meeting and all this kind of stuff like that, to even by chance hear this one line to pipe up that's heavily coincidental.
Yeah, that didn't bother me too much.
That's just fast forward the plot.
A good scene, I thought.
Yeah.
I think it gave him like a 70% scene because he didn't go all out. Like, I mean, I would have just been like, look, guys, I've already killed one.
Yeah.
Like,
I killed one. Killed it.
Yeah. My name's Sam the fucking Slayer. Like, put some respect on that name. All right?
More like Slam the Backstabber, but
hey. Hey, he killed it.
How many others have killed White Walkers?
Yeah.
Get you some.
My man's got the pinky ring. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'm with you. I think he could have piped up a little bit, but you also look at the other side of the coin is if he looks at him and goes, MFers, I killed one, they could just laugh him out of the room even worse. You know what I'm saying? You
got to double down on it.
No.
I mean, that's why you dropped Sam the Slayer. He's like, you see Gilly over there? That's right.
So the comment was made that like there's a magic boy in a wheelchair, and he's like, oh, that's Bran, you know? And that's how he gets into the conversation. I mean...
But a pretty good argument.
I think he did bring a good argument and stuff. And then I hate how the Maester shuts him down. Like, well, this could be part of Cersei's plan, you know, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, you're making that up just to get to the conversation.
Well, not Cersei's, Daenerys's. Because they're for Cersei.
Yeah, he's saying the Dragon Queen's
right, that's
plan.
Right.
But, I mean, they're very logical. Like, they're going to be Arkham's Razor. Like, you take the most...
Occam's?
Is it? Oh, how's it?
You thinking of Arkham Asylum over there?
Batman
on your mind?
The Joker jail cell?
I've been up since 1:30. All right, like, I'm not all there, and I did just watch.
Have another.
Did watch an awesome Batman thing. Like, not relevant. It's based on the Joker.
Yeah, it's okay.
But Occam's Razor.
God be with
Occam's
you.
Razor. There you go.
And so, I mean, and they're the smartest people there. So I can see why they're very hesitant to...
These are the skeptics.
Yes.
I mean, big time.
And there's a huge theory in the books to where they are the ones that killed off the dragons. So it seems... Like, I mean, I don't want to go into all of that, but it makes sense why they would be like this, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And not want to believe that the Night King's coming, because if magic starts coming back into the world, they lose power. And as Sam pointed out, these really are the most powerful people in the realm. He's like, if you say it, they do it. If we study it, you cure it.
They're in the ear of every leader
Exactly.
of every house.
And like, we haven't been thinking about that all that much. And then Sam just hammers it and strokes their ego.
I guess it's possible, though, Sam leaving would be a kick in the pants to the head maester there, you know what I mean? That
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, to leave like that is to almost 100% prove Sam's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I see what you're saying.
It's that important to him where he would give up all the work he's done, all the disgusting shit montages.
Oh, God.
And just give up all that work he's put in just to say screw it. Because they're not listening enough, so it's time to be serious.
So hopefully they look at it like that and not, oh, he's just throwing a temper tantrum.
Right. But before we got to that, we got the Gilly scene, too, I forgot.
Well, and before that, how much of a dick move is it just be like, I didn't have the heart to tell him that his dad and brother are dead. Yeah. Like, for the most cold, calculated people, you can't tell Sam that his dad and and brother are dead?
Yeah.
Well, almost better that he doesn't know until he gets to Jon. You know what I'm saying? Because he's about to join Daenerys.
Yeah, well, but it's not like he likes his dad.
I understand that. But he never had a problem with his brother necessarily.
He really didn't, no.
True.
His brother was just more of a man than he was.
Yeah, and his brother wasn't even ever a dick to him. It was just... sorry, I forgot his name was Dick.
But I'm just saying...
Yeah.
That's going to cause some tension. I still think, even though he hated his dad, whatever the case may be...
I don't know. I mean, this show's doing a real good job of, it's like, hey, I killed somebody. Cool, it's out in the open. Let's move on.
Yeah.
It does kind of move forward through him.
I mean, it's like Davos. Hey, the last time I was here, you killed my son. All right, let me go help you out now.
Yeah.
True.
It's just,
So, I mean, as long as you put it out in the open, you don't even ask for forgiveness or anything. You just state it. Everyone's okay.
Just so we all know where we're coming from.
Yeah. Right.
The next scene is, like we talked about, was Gilly and stuff like that. Now, of course, this is your biggest nugget of the entire episode, is that the one who can barely read or never can read.
Yeah.
Mispronounced garbage.
I feel you, Gilly.
Happens to have the book that happens to talk about the amount of shit somebody took and everything else.
The amount of steps.
Steps and how many windows, and then it goes into
the
annulment of Rhaegar Targaryen. I was like, wait a minute, we are talking about shit, steps, windows, all this, and annulment of Rhaegar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this makes a huge difference. Because remember, we talked about it. Jon's a bastard.
Yes.
Even if it was a Targaryen Stark, still a bastard.
Correct.
But now
He's not.
it was annulled, remarried, and then had a child. Now he's not a bastard.
This is a huge thing. Like
is
not
massive.
even just on Jon's scale, but we just delegitimized 2 kids.
Yeah.
There were already 2 rightful heirs.
Well, Dany's now below Jon.
Yes, Dany's below Jon.
That's the big thing.
Oh, did y'all see that tweet where it's a picture of Jon and Dany at the dragon, like that famous thing like that? And he's like, "Psst, come here." And then he goes, "By the way, bend the knee."
But I mean, now we have Oberyn died for nothing really, because his sister died for no reason, because she had no legitimate claim. So there's no reason for them to die. Like, I mean,
They were part of the plot, man.
But remember, all this stuff was a mix-up.
yeah, and divorce, not really a thing.
Robert claimed that Rhaegar kidnapped his wife, or his future wife, and was raping her and stuff like that.
Yeah, he used it as
The
motivation.
whole war was fought over Robert's pride.
Yes.
You know, that his future bride wanted Rhaegar over him. That's it. The whole story starts with that. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a massive amount of shit
Yes.
that was caused by this. And
just-
that's the thing. Rhaegar is actually to blame
Yep.
for everything.
And
he was beloved, though.
Yeah, well, all right, tell me this. Remember, wasn't there a part where he was supposed to put like a crown of flowers or something like that, and he was supposed to go over and put it on his wife? Instead, he put it on, what's her name? Lyanna Stark. And that kind of caused a huge uproar.
calling her the most beautiful person in the tourney.
The Queen of Beauty, all right? You crown it. Whoever wins the tournament gets to crown the Queen of Beauty. He's married to the
Oberyn's
Dornish
sister.
princess, right?
Oberyn's sister, yeah.
But then there's Lyanna Stark. He passes his wife, puts it on Lyanna, who's betrothed to Robert to be married, causes the whole ordeal.
Yeah. Then they run off together.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Rhaegar's original wife and children, they die horribly, don't they? They get
The
murdered.
mountain
Rapes them.
rapes and bashes their heads in on walls and shit. Yeah.
Supposedly. Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but books supposedly, TV shows.
One of them didn't die, which was Viserys or whatever, the one they hid.
No. He's someone else. That's his Rhaegar's brother, Viserys.
You're right.
Yeah.
But there was one baby that was switched, right?
But that's only in the book.
That's right. It's only in the book. You're right.
That's why I was saying allegedly, but
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. The mountain crushes the baby's heads.
Yeah, horrible
And rapes
death.
and murders.
and then drops him off to Tywin to be like, here you go.
Yeah. That was like his way of
Yeah.
whatever.
And that's why the Dornish
his resume.
Yeah, that's why they wanted to kill the Mountain so bad, was because of what
What he did.
the
to
Mountain
him.
did to Elia and then the 2 kids.
Right.
And that's what I was saying. Like, there was no reason for him to die because they weren't even legitimate heirs. But also, divorces aren't really a thing. Like, this was like King Henry's thing to where he had to leave the church
Right.
to get a divorce and everything. And then also, this divorce happened in Dorne, the home of the girl.
princess,
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's massive.
But it happened in a free place. Dorne rules are different, remember?
Yeah.
Dorne's never been
True.
taken. And Dorne has mixed up things that, you know, you could be a queen of
Yes.
Dorne. You could be a whatever, you know what I mean?
But I'm still just saying, I doubt that they're going to want to give up that queen's power. And so the fact that the High Septon went there to do this is like an even bigger slap in the face.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it is legitimate because the Maester and
Yeah.
the church was involved.
I just, I don't like because I feel like it was really lazy, or like it was just maybe just too fan fiction-y to create this annulment.
Yeah, I'm not sure the annulment was necessary.
No, I was completely...
I think it was more for, here you go, TV viewers, happy-go-lucky.
Exactly, and I think that's
paying
bad.
homage to your viewer.
I mean, unless John is literally going to get the crown at the end of this.
And he's known as a bastard. Like, I mean, we have taken away his identity.
Yeah, that's what I get. Like I said, it goes back to when Gilly's in there reading the book. Steps, windows, shits, Rhaegar annulment.
Yeah.
How is this in the same book? I mean, it makes no sense.
No, everything was in this book. That all this guy did was in the same book.
Yeah, but like, I mean, this was on the same page. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But no, remember, everything was like dated.
Yeah.
It was like a daily planner is what this guy had filled out.
Oh, that
makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's on this date.
On this day, I counted steps. On this day, I took this shit. On this day, I annulled Rhaegar Targaryen.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, come on, give me a little bit more business that's going on during your planning.
Why put Gilly to say Rhaegar? To have her be the one to drop this massive nugget. Who knows?
And of course, Sam to completely overlook it.
Yeah, that's just the showrunners just wiping their ass with our feelings.
Oh my god. Yeah, like I don't know. I just didn't like this.
Whatever.
But we move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on. All right, so Tyrion and Varys.
Well, do we just want to finish Sam packing up and leaving?
Well, yeah, I guess you can. He goes in there, and I knew he was gone the second he leaves the gate open as he leaves. And I was like, he's
no way he's leaving it open.
He deuces.
Okay, but he grabs...
Random.
What are we going to call? 10 pieces of fiction?
Okay, first of all, he grabs it about, I'd say 5 or 6 books.
Yeah, in the dark.
Complete random scrolls. I mean, like, he's reaching up there with his eyes closed. Just grab, like, he's feeling, knocking one away.
Wilmy Rick. Wilmy Rick.
Big money.
I felt you. I felt you, Rick.
I'm dying.
Riggs, I felt you.
I mean, Sam's just like, big money, no whammies, stop.
Yeah. That's right. Wilmy Riggs.
I'm not breathing. I can't breathe. Wilmy Riggs. We're gonna move on now. All right, Tyrion and Varys. We're done. We're gonna move on. So you said Wilmy Riggs on time. Okay. Somebody else talk. I'm down here. But anyway.
No, we get a really good scene. Anytime, once again, you put these two guys on the screen together,
yes,
you know it's going to crush.
And
I love these guys talking. But does anybody think that Varys is a little bit different these days than he used to be?
I think he's playing safe now. Like, he used to be more of a go-getter. His lines used to be more piercing. He used to be like...
I think he shook.
I can be a game changer. And now he's like...
I think he shook about all the death talk.
I think Melisandre's conversation with him maybe stunned him a little bit. And I think he's just really, really playing it safe because you got to think about it. I mean, when Dany came at him, she came at him, when they had that one conversation. I do believe I'd have my ass a little tighter when I walk around.
I got to be honest. I think he's lost a little weight. He just looks a little different to me.
Yeah. He start hitting those fermented red grapes.
Man, for him to get down to the water, it's 2 miles.
Yeah.
Stairs.
He's always wearing this huge cloak. He's sweating his ass off in that thing.
Yeah,
he never takes his hands out. He's always in there like a monk. You know what I mean? It's just Raiden. Put a little hat on him, and he's fucking flying across the screen at you.
Lightning God away.
Yes. But I know what you're saying. He's a little less tempered than he used to be. Now, his words are the same. He's giving Tyrion motivation and talking to him. And like that, he's like, I'm the hand, but, you need to be using the head and all these. He's got some really good lines and scene.
It's a sealed scroll. Yes.
So what's it say?
And like, I was waiting for that line the entire. I was like, he's read it. Like,
there's no doubt.
It's a sealed scroll for the King of the North. I would never. Yeah, it's not good. We're screwed.
Yeah. And then they come up with the idea that,
And we have him talking, and it's just like, yeah, I used to say that too. It's not me burning them. It's not me killing these people.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Like, it goes back to he lives. He's able to deal with it because I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was here to witness it, but I didn't do it myself.
Yeah. The same excuse the Nazis use, you know what I mean? Just following orders.
Jesus, man.
I mean,
I don't know if that was.
You're right. Pretty bad timing.
yeah, really. Charlottesville hashtag. Come on, dude.
No, but I'm just saying, you remember the movie like Kingdom of Heaven?
Yes.
Remember that?
I know what you mean.
And they talk about the king's telling him, he's like, when history comes back, you won't be able to say, I was just following orders.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Great comparison.
It's just like you have to stand up for what's right, no matter the consequence.
Well, you
what
can
I mean?
almost take this all the way back to season 1 when Varys is talking to Ned. And he's trying to help him out, but he won't do what he needs to do to actually save Ned. Instead, he tries to give him an option, so he feels better for himself, knowing that he's going to go out there.
He's like, I tried. Like, I mean, I did what I could.
Exactly. So that's consistent Varys from start to finish.
Agreed.
So I do like that. Now, is this the next part where they come up with the idea of?
I think
they go talk to
the next scene is Jon reading the scroll, and he's like,
right.
I thought Arya was dead. I thought Bran was dead.
Right.
We get all this, and Daenerys like, oh.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you got good news. And then he like throws it all solid and everything. He's like, not good news. She's like, oh, no, I'm hurt now.
Yeah.
And this has got to be the worst plan in the history of Game of Thrones. And that is saying a lot because we've had a lot of bad plans.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what hurt the episode more than anything to me, is that D&D here decide to come up with, how do you get the usual suspects together for the closing scenes, okay? Which I've heard Magnificent Seven, Avengers Assemble, Game of Thrones style. To me, this is the usual suspects group, okay?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, okay, how do you get them together for one common cause? I'm like, your idea is to go capture one of the dead ones? To me, I was like, oh, she's pulling her damn leg. I mean, there's no way we're doing this, da-da-da-da. And I was like, when they were taking this shit serious, I was just shaking my head, dude.
But also, I don't know if anyone remembers, back in season 1, when Jon killed the 2 whites and we chopped off a hand, didn't Yoren bring that down?
Yeah, they sent it to, somewhere.
They sent it to King's Landing, didn't
they sent it to King's Landing.
Yeah, but it was a rotted, disgusting hand.
It was no proof.
Yeah, but my point is, we think a person's going to be able... Well, I mean, I know we've discovered time travel now, but...
But the hand was removed, though. My thing is, if they were to bring a white down there, it would still be alive and moving.
Okay.
But to me, I think its power of being alive is based on its proximity to the king.
I mean, that's my thinking. Or how cold it is.
No, that, like beyond the wall.
Yeah, if it gets past the wall, pile of bones.
No, it was beyond the wall in Castle Black. It's what attacked Mormont.
Yeah. But it was still snowing there. It's no longer snowing in King's Landing.
I'm with Cash. I think the weather's going to have to be down there for that to happen.
I don't think so.
I think this whole plan is completely futile. I think the entire plan is actually just a way of writing us into getting a group past the wall for what a future cool plot line is going to happen.
Oh, no. I think it's just to kill some people.
Yeah, I mean, I think we never capture one, and I think we never get one to Cersei. I think this is all just how do we get the band back together past the wall?
And just like Jon's going to get a critical piece of information out here.
Yeah.
But everyone's going to die, I think, besides him and Gendry.
No, you're on your own island with that one. But anyway.
Oh, I mean, it's because you're over there sucking the hound. But
whatever, dude. Jorah is my man. He'll come out there and
never kill my favorite character of the hound. That is Azor Ahai.
Oh, dude.
Definitely.
No.
Bet money.
How much? My name's Cash from Vegas. Nice to meet you. How much we betting?
Yeah, really.
Nah, Hound's my man. He'll live.
No chance. But we are. So we're still talking about this plan.
Okay, so the plan is Jon to go up there with Jorah for some fucking reason.
No, Jorah just
we forgot about Jorah's coming back.
Yeah, we forgot about the Jorah scene.
Rewind.
The dragon.
Gay?
Yeah. Oh, no. It's like, what did you call it earlier? He's suffering from the best man syndrome.
Friend zone syndrome.
Friend zone syndrome.
President, vice president, council.
Dude, I love the Twitter where it shows a picture of him showing up, and you see the picture with him and Jon, and the first thing is, God damn it.
Well, it's just like Jorah comes back like, Dario's gone. What's up, people? And he's like, but why would you lead with he says you're your friend. I would have gone with something else, anything besides friend. And then she just comes out, oh yes, he's my friend. And I was just like, oh, Jorah.
The friendly embrace, you know.
Oh God! And then when you get like,
what else could he have called himself?
The extended
your side piece says you know him.
Yes, I would have tried it.
No. I got one question: did Jorah go to like Targaryen Gap or Old Navy to make sure he had the all black uniform before he got there?
Easily
just, like trying it on like Jorah the Destroyer.
Oh no!
I mean,
he went to Hot Topic. He looked at a couple nose rings.
I mean, my man had a cape on. My man he came prepared.
He was ready.
He was hoping he was going to be wet in their socks, and it just didn't happen that way.
Well, no, because he missed the opportunity. He'd been like, "Hey, I believe that's my long claw." If you know what I'm saying.
I'm surprised she didn't give him like the ass out hug. The back tap. You got to prove that whole grayscale thing's gone.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah. I swear I got it from a toilet seat.
Yeah. I don't know how. I slipped and fell in. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
But anyway, so I mean, like we said a minute ago, he just got back and he's like, "I'll go. I want to serve you." I'm like, "You just got back to Dany."
No, he's already like, "Oh, great. Here's Jon. Oh, John's leaving. I'll kill his ass on the road. I'll come back triumphantly to tell you the sorrowful story
The North Kingdom
of how I threw him off a cliff.
Of how the King of the North fell off his horse.
Yeah,
he had a terrible accident before he got to the wall.
He drank too much wine. I don't know what happened.
Now let me show you my King of the South.
Oh no! We're sticking with Longclaw. I mean, that is meant to be.
Jorah the Destroyer.
And we've derailed again.
And then how does he not mention like some fat kid at the Citadel is the one that saved him? Like, how does Sam not get mentioned?
I know it, dude. Like, give me a name drop.
Literally anything.
Oh, Sammy,
No,
heavyset kid,
they're not
cured
need
me.
to because they're going to meet up yet again at the wall, probably.
We
where
are,
Sam's
but I
going.
mean, just
So that means Jorah's got to survive whatever hell they're about to go into.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I was just upset that he didn't mention Longclaw at all. I'd be like, "Yo, bro, that's my sword." Like, I don't care.
No, he's disgraced.
I don't care. This
He
is a
is
Valerian steel
Totally
sword.
disgraced. And it doesn't have a bear on it anymore.
Yeah.
It has a wolf on it now.
Doesn't matter.
Ah,
Family sword.
get off your sword over there.
Bequeathed.
Bequeathed.
Nope.
All I know is my man Jorah is the most well-traveled character of the entire series. You realize that man's been everywhere now.
It's either him or Tyrion.
I mean,
Tyrion's
I like
been to
Tyrion
the wall.
giving him the
Jorah's been to the wall now.
the
too.
money, the little coin, or whatever like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you bring
Yeah.
it back to me. It's like Princess Bride or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, he
She's
just
small.
either come out of nowhere.
It's like what was it, Alive? They separate the little baby shoes. When these come together again, it's like I'll expect that. I've seen this is a trope if I've ever seen
Oh
one.
yeah.
Believe it or not, I've missed you. And he's like, no one, like the equivalent of brooding.
Yeah, pretty much Tyrion's gonna find this coin off Jorah's rotting corpse.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, I can afford to go to the Gap now.
Tyrion, what are you doing? This motherfucker's got my coin in here somewhere.
There's
My
gonna,
lucky shit.
there's gonna be like a little note. Hey, return these. I didn't take off the tags.
Oh god. All right. So let's get away from this situation and get over to where now we have Arya and Sansa talking, and Arya is giving Sansa some shit about they're not following, they're not listening. You just need to lop heads off and get command power. And Sansa's like, "That's not me. I got work to do."
Gotta be honest, I agree with Sansa.
Yeah.
Most of this conversation.
Well, we saw what happened to Robb. People went against him when he lopped heads off and tried to be his father.
Not to mention, she says it perfectly. Jon needs all the men he can get. I'll do whatever I can to keep the men here. We need them.
My biggest thing was, why was Royce able to talk so much?
Because he leads
Yeah, but I mean, but just
2,000 men.
He does, but I mean, he's the Vale. Like,
Yeah, I know,
mean,
but they're 2,000 cavalry. I mean,
that part's just weird to me. It's like, why are you still here?
yeah, I know, but still. I mean, they're here because Littlefinger and Little Robert demand it.
So why isn't Littlefinger the one talking? Like, why is it?
Because Littlefinger is still just a mouthpiece. He's not.
Yeah.
Or
mouthpiece is pretty good at talking.
figurehead.
Yeah, he's a politician. I mean, the bottom line is that's what
Should be the guy talking then. Like, I mean, y'all are just really
it's all about nobility.
I think he's aware that no fighting men are going to respect anything he has to say.
Okay.
Right. There's no doubt.
I'll take that.
All right. So then we get to, I enjoyed the outcome, but didn't enjoy somehow it was set up. This is where Tyrion and Davos land in broad daylight.
In a rowboat.
With no sail. And
80 pounds of fermented crab.
Yeah. So just the idea of them getting there, the grand smuggler plan of is a rowboat to a vacated beach, I'm don't get me wrong. I like they did give a little credit of there's too many steps here. People don't use to patrol it. I gave it a little kudos.
Yeah.
So I like that. And like you said earlier, the lines they were talking about, last time I was here, the last time I was here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that part of it. And he's like, well, you better effing hurry. I got my own thing.
You're not watching the boat? No.
I got my own
flea bottom.
Yeah, I got my own business.
Flea bottom business.
Yep. I've been missing that rat stew that I haven't had in years.
And so the next thing we see is we see Bronn telling Jaime to come down here and go, why are we training down here? And I was like, why are we training?
There's a huge problem with this. How does Tyrion get any shape, way, of communication to Bronn?
This is part of the first. This is the second part of this. It's like,
and then not only that, why would not just tell Bronn the plan and then have Bronn tell Jaime? Like there is zero.
I'm okay with the face to face, but like you said, there's no way in hell that he makes contact with Bronn without being noticed first
and pays him enough to actually get him to do it.
I don't know, man.
I don't think he has to pay him. I think that him and Bronn
does nothing for free.
Well, considering he saved Jaime and did all this other stuff like that.
Well,
saved Tyrion.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot, man.
Fought for Tyrion free. For nothing.
No, he didn't. He got paid.
Well,
Lannister always pays his debts.
A prisoner promised money to a guy.
A Lannister who always pays his debts.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I think Bronn talks a lot of shit, but he actually cares about these two.
Yeah, I think he's got a connection with these guys.
Yeah, money.
Well, maybe so.
I think there's more to it.
Meal tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
Jaime dies. All right, well, Tyrion, you need some help?
Yeah. But like you said, how in the hell do you get to Bronn? How does all that happen? They blew past all that to make that plausible, whatever. And then they had their conversation. I enjoyed the conversation. One of my favorite lines is that he's like, I ought to cut you down where you stand. Well, you're not going to do that with that little Spartan sword you've got there,
Sparring sword, yeah.
Oh, no, I was looking for him, but then I'll be the quarterman.
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Because I think that was a famous line in the book.
It was in the show, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, I like this, and I like the fact that Jaime's like, get to the point before I choke you to death.
Yeah.
With my golden hand.
And I love how he even cut him off. He's like, I want to be born like this? I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, he don't give me that sob story. Tell me what you want.
But it was also good to see Jaime realize that Tyrion lied when he said he killed Joffrey. Because when they were initially leaving and stuff, he's like, I am the monster that killed your son and everything.
Yeah.
And so then Jaime was like, okay. I truly do believe that you didn't kill him and everything.
Right.
And so, that was nice to see because, these two really do love each other.
Yeah, well, they needed that connection. Well, you got to admit, Jaime is just conflicted. The man has loyalties everywhere, and they all can't work together.
No.
And
he is very unfortunate. You know what I mean? Now, he has every right to hate him from the first few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start to just, feel terrible for him. It's just like, God, man, you are stuck between a pretty shitty place and a shitty place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
really, the only time we had a good reason to hate him was after he pushed Bran off. That was really the only super egregious act. Outside of having sex with his twin sister, yes.
But
that, and how about him? How about killing Ned's crew and his right-hand man and... all that.
And then he's locked up talking shit to Catelyn.
Yeah, he had plenty of season 1, 2, 3.
So he killed his cousin. Whatever. It was an unnamed Lannister.
No big deal. Yeah.
But he was in war. So I'm not going to say any too egregious act you're doing in war when you're trying to protect your families.
I'm just telling you, for 3 seasons, you didn't like Jaime.
You didn't.
And then until he was in the bathtub with Brienne,
No, as soon as he got his hand cut off, I was like, I'm Team Jamie. Let's go.
I wasn't Team Jamie until Brienne got him to come around and he started protecting her and doing things like that. Like
I'm telling you,
when he was at his lowest.
When he got in the bathtub with her and told the actual story of the Mad King and why he stabbed him in the back.
Yeah.
Like,
it was his redemption.
Then you were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know,
that changed
you
that
horrific
completely changed
moniker.
the view.
Yeah, but no one would. Anybody that would have done anything different would be a coward. You know, so it's like you start to forget. It gets a little hazy that a little boy was thrown out of a window.
I don't know if that gets hazy, but
Yeah. He didn't die. I mean, yeah.
It was attempted murder.
yeah.
People make mistakes.
Did I really push him? You know, you could say it was a strong breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Davos is in Flea Bottom, and of course, he finds him. And
congratulations to this actor for staying yoked. Like, I mean, this guy is massive.
this is it Gendry?
Gendry.
Gendry, yeah. Now, tell me this. This is the part I struggled with, and maybe he said something and I just missed it. You know, they have the conversation back and forth where he talks about how, you know, the best place to hide is right under your nose
How
and
dare
making
you
weapons.
skip all of that? Like, I mean, the opening line from Davos. I didn't know if I'd find you here. I thought you'd still be rowing. Like, I mean, that is purely to us.
That's the meme.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the meme that said "Rest in peace" memes from 2005, 2000, or whatever it was?
But yeah, bravo Davos. Like, writing for this guy has got to be fantastic.
There's no doubt.
But okay, now you make it.
All I'm saying is that skip all of their conversation. The hammer.
Mm-hmm.
No, the hammer looks stupid.
I
hate it. It's so like perfectly lined up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a cosplay prop.
It really does.
Here's the other problem is that so I was like really curious about this hammer because what I heard about was this was the hammer that struck down Rhaegar. This is the hammer,
No,
is this the same style hammer and everything?
It's made to be looked like Robert's old
Maybe
hammer.
the style.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, because when everything I researched on this, Robert's hammer was a single hand weapon. This is a two-hand weapon.
No. Robert's is a two-handed.
Well, whenever you see or people talk about it and you do research, he's carrying two weapons. He's carrying a shield and the hammer.
Oh no,
he
he's
has a
full-on
massive
Skyrim
hammer.
two-hand battle.
Okay,
hammer.
well then
Because they talk about how he caved in his breastplate with it.
You remember the guy from Troy that got mad?
what I tell you about talking about Troy in this kind of podcast?
Look,
I'm going to need you to stop right now. Cease and desist.
that movie shaped my childhood.
Okay.
But like you remember,
Your child explained a whole lot in one sentence.
there we go. I stand by it.
The hair is now explained. Yes.
Actually, no, different movie. That was
We're going to need you to mute you.
Never ending story.
Atreyu! Yeah.
No, he wanted to look like the big flying dog.
Oh.
Antonio Banderas. How dare you?
Okay. Anyway, I was just really curious about this hammer, which I did think it was way too pretty, way too. It didn't look like what I thought. What I was
looks
expecting.
plastic.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. And to be medieval or anything, it was just. But you noticed that it did have the deer head on it, the Baratheon seal on it.
Yeah, but my thing is, the prop makers for this show have done such a fantastic job. I mean, name a bad weapon on the show.
This Warhammer.
That looks stupid. Well, until this.
Well, Dawn didn't look that great, but
That's fair.
Dawn.
because Dawn doesn't look like it was supposed to, and the handle was kind of cheesy, and it had a little fake sun on the end of it. It was like, eh.
They changed that completely. He was supposed to be a badass man with one sword. Mm-hmm. They said screw that and just made him a dual wielding swordsman.
They did that, and that was all it was just to throw homage to your reader. You know, is that? But I wanted Dawn what Dawn was. You know,
the
and
readers wanted Dawn what Dawn was.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Now, Sir Arthur's, Arthur Dayne is supposed to be one of the best there is, And so he proved that with that fight scene was awesome. But like you said, the dual wield, I mean, the only thing good about that whole fight scene is when somebody got on the internet and changed it to lightsabers and boom, 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 boom.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Now it's Darth Maul in there. Do you know they've done that with Brienne and Arya's fight too, right?
Right.
It's like, God, Star Wars just creeps into everything.
It really does.
It's just ridiculous.
It's like Hitler. Like, I mean, it just gets brought into everything. You've already done it. Like, I mean,
keep rowing, Cash. Keep rowing.
You've already brought it in, Jay. Don't side with him.
Exactly. That's why you shouldn't have brought it up again, Cash.
Row, baby, row.
Anyway. So I'm not happy with the hammer.
No.
I'm not either.
I'm glad that we have a different weapon that somebody's using, but I just wish it looked better.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been that hard to make this actually look like a legitimate weapon.
Its size and structure and everything like that, the idea is great, but it looks like it's too heavy of a weapon to make it as mobile and as useful as he did in those scenes.
Well, my thing is, he's a blacksmith, an armorer. He is a badass one-handed sledge wielder. You know what I mean? I'm like...
So a nice little mace.
Give him, a mace or like just a mini sledge. You know,
Well, make that hammer smaller. Like, there's a couple cool pictures, like artist renderings of Robert fighting Rhaegar, and it's a single... Where I got the picture is that there was multiple where it shows him holding that hammer, but it looks like a single-handled weapon, and it looks just like the one they created for the show, but smaller.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
don't
I mean?
know. It's just... it could have even been the same weapon. It just needed to look like metal.
Yes.
Not like this plastic.
Not flat
weird
black paint,
Yeah.
smooth.
It's like ghosted out like a fucking G-Wagon.
And like
It's ridiculous.
Put some Baratheon green on there. Like, let's...
Some gold and some green and anything.
Being a blacksmith, it needed to look rough, handmade.
Well, no. Like,
No,
I mean...
his helmet was
Yeah, do you not
super
remember
slick
his
badass.
bull helmet?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
no.
that thing...
We know he has the talent. He's obviously a very crafty kid, but it's just like... This thing, it doesn't have to look pretty.
No.
Yeah.
It's a blunt weapon.
Blunt is a key word. All right, so we get down to the beach.
Are we okay with like how quickly he was just like, I'm ready to go? Like,
Yes,
no, you
sure.
saved me. Cool,
I was all right
whatever.
with that because
All right.
Davos is the one that helped him get wasn't that what Davos helped get him away?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just know a lot of people had
Saved
a
his
problem
life.
with it, so...
I mean, I can't
Yeah,
be
but
bothered
Davos
with it
is the
because
one that saved his life and
it's not like he
Yeah.
wants to be a blacksmith.
I mean, the whole reason that we had the row joke is because Davos is the one that saved him.
Yes.
You know.
I'm just saying, like, he was ready, sitting on G, waiting on O, just for the opportunity
Exactly.
to get the hell out and,
Gotcha.
and be on his own again, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
Yeah, I had no
I
problem.
don't besmirch this issue at all.
Neither did I. I just knew like it's popped up a lot online and everything.
I mean, we're on fast forward, so it's like...
This is correct. We get back to the boat. Two dimwit soldiers. We find this show is synonymous, especially this season, to find the pair of dimwits.
Well, this guy truly was a dimwit because if y'all noticed, this was the same guy who played Ned in the play in Bravos. One of the guards was.
Oh, that's a heck of a catch. I didn't catch that.
Why would I know this?
The internet. I'm not even going to try to act
Well, we
like I
love the
noticed
internet.
this. But no, it was brought up on the internet and everything, and
Wow.
he is reused.
Well, they use several actors. The
They
guy who
really
was the guy who plays the Night King was another person in the show. The guy who was one of the original giants was another character. I mean, they use a lot of folks.
Yeah, but
multiple
everybody
times.
was like,
I wish they called me. I'll be a original, reoccurring, dying person on your show.
Take a blade like 15 times on episode.
I'd love to die every season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That'd be glorious.
But everyone was like, oh, yeah. Next time, you probably shouldn't leave your acting role for a security job.
God.
So we get to the boat. The two dimwits show up, and it went from 5 to 15.
Well, I think Davos tried to
piece.
lowball him. I think Davos was being sly.
No, I think it was cool because Davos hasn't been here
There
in
in
so
20
long.
years. Yeah, like you
He's
said.
like, is it still the same? And they're like, no.
15.
15 a piece.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
He's like, Jesus.
I was like, Davos, how much gold you got in that bag?
Yeah,
like,
that
Jesus.
satchel was light.
That's the thing. It's like, why wouldn't they just decapitate Davos
Yeah.
as soon as he turned around and be like, thanks for the gold, bro.
Yeah,
Be
really.
like,
We sure hold some jingling in there.
5. Actually, it's a bag. It's a satchel of gold.
Okay, did y'all have any problem with, what's his name? Gendry just sitting there kind of looking
No.
like stone face,
Thought that was the best way to play it.
I didn't really have a problem with what he better just shut his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gendry's not a talker.
No, I mean, he was like, I hate you both. What does it look? These are my death eyes for you.
Those beautiful, deep eyes he has.
Okay, so this is the next part. I was so pissed about. He's paying them off. We're getting to the boat, and Tyrion just walks down like like circus music.
He's just like this.
Whoa!
Yeah, really.
His hand up my face. Nothing to see here.
Permanent crab.
No, that's after.
No, it's before Tyrion comes down. Why would it be after Tyrion comes down?
No, I thought Tyrion comes down and he gives him the
it's
crab.
before.
It's before.
Oh.
Because they say, "What's in the boat?"
Oh, that's right.
And he walks down there, and you flip it back. You think Tyrion's going to be underneath the blanket?
Yeah, but well done on Davos with this to cover that
Permanent
hammer.
crab.
Like,
Put a hole in your chainmail. This will get you back up, boys. Get you back in the game.
and I don't know if I posted it or just sent it to y'all, but that meme.
Oh yeah, the meme of him holding the crab. It'll put a hole in
If
your
your erection
chainmail.
lasts longer than 4 hours, see a maester.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Nice Viagra joke. They just some Cialis. They just put it in here.
I think the moon was setting. I'm not sure, but I think there was a moon.
I think there was
setting
two
in the
old people sitting in a tub outside.
background. Brett Favre was throwing a football somewhere.
That's on Dragonstone. They were overlooking the beach.
You want to stay in the game?
John and Daenerys are looking off into the sunset.
God. So anyway, then we get to Tyrion, coming down the cliffs with his hand over his
Just
eye.
dive
Like, don't
into
look
the
at me!
bush,
Don't
man.
look at me!
How'd you get that scar?
What?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Chewing your mom's box.
Oh man!
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. It's dangerous down there.
I mean, look how you turned out, Jesus!
I was a 6-foot man.
Oh god.
So I do love that these guys take a hammer to the skull, both of them.
Oh,
Death
yeah.
blows. Dude's
And they
face.
show the face.
The dude's face.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a mongoloid now. It's all flat. You know what I mean? It's like, hey man, your nose and your lips are the same distance out from your face.
It's actually sunk in past the forehead.
Hey guy, your eyes are sticking out past your nose. Something wrong here.
Are you a cyclops? Like your eyes are just kind of. You got one eye there. Is it all right?
Brutal. I loved it.
Yeah,
Brutal.
good. Like I said, I'm glad there's a new weapon.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
Davos.
Performance worked well.
Davos says something, and then Tyrion's like, "He'll do." I'm okay with it.
All right. Now, this is the part where Jamie goes back up there, and we see, what's her hand? Qyburn leave. He's like, why is he here? Well, use my hand, And as soon as that happened, you're like, okay. To me, this is like, she knows everything.
but he also says, "Can I get you anything?" before he leaves.
Right.
So almost like in a medical way.
To me, it was like, "Hey, I'm about to help you murder 3 dragons. Like I just developed this poison and stuff." So I was completely clueless on what was going on.
No, to him being there on screen and Jamie questioning it right after he had this secret meeting was like, okay, this is a telltale.
Yeah.
And of course she says,
He's the hand. What are you doing here?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
Damn, why you gotta throw the shade?
I mean, she's a shade thrower now. All right, so she unveils, I'm pregnant. Okay, and Jamie has very mixed reactions, but then she also confronts him about having the secret meeting and I know all and blah blah blah, and then they have this embrace, that they love each other, all that stuff like that. But then she makes this dagger statement of, "Don't ever betray me again," and you see Jamie's knee jerk reaction as he's holding her.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the point where you just got to be like, we'll all be better off. Let me just throw you out the window now.
Well, now we've got potentially the unborn son.
Okay, well let's break this down. Do either of y'all think she's actually pregnant?
Yes. 100% I think she's pregnant.
Would it surprise me if she's manipulating him? No. But for the show's sake, I'd say he is. Because if she dies pregnant at Jamie's hand, which I kind of think it will be, this could end up, adding just that much more, devastation to the whole Jamie scene. You know what I mean?
I don't think she's pregnant at all. I think it's just more manipulation to control people around her. That's just me.
How dare you? But no, I can see.
It's just like his question: "Who's the father?" You, baby. I mean.
Well, no, it wasn't. Who's the father? Who are you going to
The
say
mountain.
is the father?
Yeah.
The mountain rocks my world. It's the fire that lights my loins.
I call him the.
Sploosh right now.
call them the Rocky Mountains. I don't know if it's significant or not.
You think I gave him that helmet for any other reason?
All right. So we've established that. All right. She lets him go with the secret meeting, and she talks to Tyrion. The whole Tyrion. Were y'all surprised by that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a pretty gangster move for her to know and let it go because she's trying to play it smart for a change, but
for as much revenge and everything, so maybe just because Jaime said that Tyrion didn't have anything to do with Joffrey's death, she lets it go.
No, see, this the part that's like the reach for me because I just can't see her ever letting him leave.
Like, there's no way.
All right, so going back to whether we believe she's pregnant or not, let's go back to the prophecy and exactly what it says. The king will have 20 children, and you will have 3. Gold will be their crowns, gold will be their shrouds. And when your tears have drowned you, the Valkor shall wrap his hands with your pale white throat and choke the life from you. Okay, well, she's had her 3 children.
Yes.
So this child will never come to fruition if it even is real, if we are sticking to the prophecy.
No. This baby will never be born.
No.
That's for sure.
It'll be like, because she's had 4, because she had a miscarriage or an abortion with Robert. So we're going on number 5. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think this child will ever be born.
No, absolutely
I
not.
don't think.
Like I said, I don't think makes it out of the season.
Yes. Out of the season, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think King's Landing plays a big part in the next 2 episodes at all. To be honest with you.
It can't, in a way, unless it's John and them bringing a dead person to
these
King's
are hour
Landing.
and a half long episodes. Like, I mean, there's
the
King's
next
Landing.
one's 80 minutes, yeah.
I mean, it's going to play a part.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I think our next 80 minutes, like, you're going to see nothing but snow the entire episode. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
They're obviously building up a huge Winterfell story, so it's like there's some things coming.
Not really. Like, I mean, Winterfell's not really doing anything.
Well, you wait. When we talk about Littlefinger's little actions later, I'm kind of leaning towards Jake on this. All right, like I said, she said, "Never betray me again." We have this weird so on, but then this is when the next part's when God, I can't say his name. Gendry and John meet up, and we have this
bromance
season 1 flashback where they're making fun jokes of each other. Ned and Rob, like, you're fatter, and all this stuff.
You're shorter than I thought.
Yeah. And this one's, you're shorter, you're leaner, and these,
only one problem. Ned's not his dad, so I mean it's kind of awkward.
But to them, that they are.
True.
To the 2 people talking to each other, that is his dad. He might not be his legitimate, he might not be a sperm donor, but that was his dad.
That's a terrible way of putting that. Oh, God.
I'm the sperm donor of 3 or 2 or so.
I'm just being straight up. I mean, that was his dad. That's the guy who raised him. You know, my definition of a dad is a guy who raised you. Don't get me wrong. There's, you have genetics and all that stuff, but is it me? Is it that neither one of them should have this kind of a rapport or conversation? Because the Baratheon, he never knew his daddy, and Snow might have known this a little bit, but he's the one who made the first comment. Snow wasn't the one making the first comment. He's the rhetorical comment. So, I mean, is it odd that they're doing the same thing even though they don't know that history between those 2 men?
No, because, I mean, they both take after him.
Yeah, I think because the thing is John is a reflection of Ned. They're both
Correct.
Brooding, calculated dudes, you know what I mean? Like, and then you got Gendry, who's obviously a kind of mouthy, brawny.
Yeah, like when he was traveling with Arya, like, I mean, that was his personality.
Yeah, so I think what they did was just make a neat little bromance, just like Ned and Robert used to have.
Now, I love Davos's comment. What do I know? I mean,
just live at a ripe old age.
Yeah, really. Yeah. My daddy told me if I'm coward for a minute, or I'll be dead for the rest of my life.
But no, like, I mean, that comment, I was like, man, there's so much truth in that comment that just is sliding over everybody's head.
All right. Do you know, to me though, what that comment tells me? That he doesn't live much longer. Because when you're making comments about your ripe old age, that.
Unfortunately, there's no way Davos can live the whole thing.
No.
Because he's too beloved. Like, everybody loves him.
If you want to cut somebody's heart out, is let Davos die.
We're going to have at least 5 characters that we love die before the season ends.
Where is this mass grave MFer guy sitting next to me, man?
I mean, it's
I don't
true.
know. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but I do think some people are coming.
Yeah, I mean, people have to die.
5 characters?
But I mean, it also...
They might not be 5 beloved
I was going to
characters,
say, you
but
cut
5
my
characters.
nuts over there, man.
But also, like, how does Gendry not mention Arya at all? Like, because I think he's the only thing that can save Arya. Because they really cared about each other.
Gendry doesn't know the connection, does he?
Yeah, he does. He knows that she's Arya Stark.
Yeah, but he doesn't know if she's alive.
He does. Hey, is your sister still alive?
Does he know that that's his sister?
Yeah. They've called him Jon Snow, King of the North. He's a Stark. He says you're Ned's son.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
Arya, because I remember they found out
finds
Arya
out.
wasn't a girl when they were like, she was pissing in the river.
Well, he starts calling her Lady Stark, unless that's only in the book.
No, he does call her that in the show too, I think.
Yeah, like, so...
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's legitimate. I guess maybe he was just starstruck.
No. Like, I mean, he really liked her. Like, I mean, they tried to form a connection.
I don't know.
And so, like, just the fact that he doesn't bring that... Because that's the only reason I could figure he would so blindly follow
But maybe
Jon.
he'll mention it while they're walking through the snow. In the
Man,
next
it's a lot
episode.
more awkward to me if you're mentioning on the other side of the wall, hey, how's your sister doing? You know?
What the fuck do you know about my sister?
I would much rather do that on the boat
You're gonna
than on
die
the other side of the
cold, place,
wall.
boy. Yeah, you are the last Baratheon. Okay, and this is the next scene where Tyrion gives him the coin to Jorah, and we have this gushy little moment, and then Jon tells Dany that I wish you good fortune. Like they're both saying their swan song goodbye.
At least if I don't come back, you don't have to worry about the King of the North. What if I've grown accustomed to the King of the North? And I was like, really?
Socks getting full.
Yeah, only the sand is holding back this tide.
Oh my god!
That's not the ocean you're going into, John.
Just wait to see, Miss Sandy like many things. Many things.
Then we just got Danny and Miss Sandy having a conversation over many things, as you're saying.
Well, speaking of Sandy, I figured Grey Worm would have been back by now. I figured they would have gone ahead and done their, the army jog and been back in a
Well,
day.
they're landlocked. They gotta march back.
I mean, if I'm Grey Worm, I'm sprinting.
Oh yeah, after you got a little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be running too. Sandy. Wow.
Okay, so we get back to Winterfell, and this is where we get Littlefinger being chaos starter and talking to
Felt
this,
good.
talking to that, paying a little girl, Arya being wide open watching him, and then disappearing suddenly when he looks. Classic. And then he's going over and he's talking. Who are the 2 guys he's talking to? One is
It's the 2 that stood up and were talking to Sansa.
yeah, I know, but
Yorn
one is the one who didn't follow Jon and left him out to dry when he was fighting Ramsay.
One was the guy I brought. Arian? No, not Arian. Royce. Jon
Royce.
Jon
Jon Royce. Yeah, he's for the Vale, and then the other guy is
He's not the Umbers. He's
one
of the
houses,
northern houses.
one of the houses that didn't stand up with Jon.
Right.
And those are the 2 guys, and then these are the same ones who pop up for Sansa, trying to curry her favor to become in charge. And she shuts it down, but. What is Littlefinger's game here? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's obvious that he's
trying to drive a wedge between Arya and Sansa.
yeah. I mean,
in my
he's
opinion.
trying to create that turmoil.
But Jesus, man, you talk about thinking fast on your feet. Arya just showed up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's like,
Well, he struck out with Sansa. He struck out with Bran. Bran. He struck out with Jon.
Well, how would he even know that Arya and Sansa have this
well, you see her
sister
talking
history?
to chambermaids, from Winterfell and stuff like that. That's what they're trying to show you, is that the maids that are helping Sansa are overhearing them
Bicker.
argue with each other,
Yeah.
and
And the
Littlefinger's just
relationship wasn't the greatest and everything.
stoking that fire.
Yeah, very well.
And driving that wedge. And the thing is, there were so many ideas of what this Raven note that was saved for all these years could have been.
Yeah, we thought it was something incriminating on him, where
No,
it ended up not being that.
Here, I got it. Y'all ready for it?
Well, no, like I know exactly what it was.
Yeah, I've read it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I tried pausing it during the thing, and I was
Well,
like,
I actually got it. It says, Rob, I write to you with a heavy heart. Our good King Robert is dead, killed from wounds he took in a boar hunt. Father has been charged with treason. He conspired with Robert's brothers against my beloved Joffrey and tried to steal his throne. The Lannisters are treating me very well and provide me with every comfort. I beg you, come to King's Landing, swear fealty to King Joffrey, and prevent any strife between the great houses of Lannister and Stark.
And so what this was the letter that Cersei forced Sansa to write.
It was coerced, yeah.
And
but
so,
it's just like a text message. No context, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what? What does she mean by that?
I think Arya is just gonna like confront Sansa about it, and it's ultimately going to be nothing.
Come on, man! Do
like,
you really believe that Arya is going to fall for this hook, line, sinker?
No, I think she's going to make it look like it, and then Littlefinger is going to die.
I hope so, because the whole time we were watching the scene of Arya watching, I was like, Littlefinger knows you're watching. This is all a chess match, and I hope Arya is. One thing I do have going for me is when she looked at the note, she didn't have a reaction of that bitch. You know, she didn't have nothing like that. She just looked at it, put it away. I locked the door and left out. I hope she's smarter than that.
All you got to do, and it could be a really cool scene too. Don't show her talking to Bran. Mm-hmm. Don't show nothing like that. Just when Littlefinger thinks he's, on top of the world like he does right now,
mm-hmm.
you just have Arya roll Bran in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and have them alone and be like, and Bran can be is your 100% proof.
Yeah.
No, Arya. Sansa didn't write that shit on her own. If you would have seen it. She's going to the Godswood every day, praying for the death of Joffrey. You know what I mean? And is super upset because she was in front of a Whitewood the whole time.
Yes, she was.
Whatever, White Tree or whatever they're called.
Weirwood.
Weirwood, right. And it's like, that's all I'm hoping. I hope they don't show you anything other than you thinking that the Sansa Arya thing could get ugly, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, well no, Bran told me
fantastic
the real shit. So that's your way of getting around the fact that thinking Littlefinger's winning again.
Yeah.
But no, Bran's the wild card.
Ooh, I love that you're saying bring in Bran instead of Sansa like that.
Yeah, you better hope so, because Bran's been exciting as the cereal he's named after.
Whoa. The Bran 2.0 is, he's emotionless.
Oh, there's Bran and there's Bran wheelchair. The two different... I mean, you got to get these two guys right. There's Bran and Bran on wheels.
Well, I think the wheelchair has more emotion than Bran.
Yes.
So.
Except they're a squeakier wheel, that's for sure.
I mean, someone get this guy a new graphics card or something. Let's get some emotion thrown in there.
Oh, God.
But then, so I guess our next scene is...
Oh, this is where we go. This is where we're at Eastwatch.
Yeah, this is where we get the usual suspects.
Yeah, the usual best... One of the best talking spots ever is when they're sitting at the table with Tormund. And he's like, how many queens we have now? We're talking about the one with the dragger and the one that's her brother, and then he's like, we don't have enough men. Or this is, did you bring the big woman?
Everyone is shipping Tormund.
Yes.
Everyone. Not a soul. Even a guy I work with posted a meme. It's like how women react to my attention. It's the one where Tormund's on the horse and looks at her and she just goes, "Ooh," you know what I mean?
No, she just threw up in her mouth.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, this is perfect.
That ginger beauty, how dare she?
Yeah.
All the one-liners, them sitting at the table, he's just like, "Isn't it your job to talk him out of doing dumb shit like this?" Yeah, I'm failing. I'm not doing my job very well.
Okay.
How many men did you bring with you? Not enough.
Okay, but I thought he brought some men.
No.
I thought
he brought the skeleton crew to go catch a skeleton.
At least 20 people would be going beyond the wall. No, this is them. Yeah, this is the group.
Yeah, couldn't even convince any wildlings or anything. Just, bro, we have a castle now? Like, you want to... No. We've been trying to get it on this side for...
Tormund, can you get 10 of your bravest wildlings to just come on with us?
Yeah.
Or just, warm bodies?
I'll be super pissed if next episode they're showing them and all of a sudden there's 10, 15 wildlings.
Now, you do realize when they came out of the cave after this, they came out and then they cut real quick, but there was a guy's carrying a cage, dragging a cage out behind them.
I never saw that.
I never saw that.
Go back and watch. There's 5 or 6 people who appear on camera and they're dragging what I would assume is the cage that you would catch one.
So this is the 5 or 6 unnamed dead people.
This is your cannon fodder. These are the guys. Ah!
But also,
close the cage. Ah!
So apparently they don't have horses. up north anymore.
No.
But
They've eaten the horses by this point. Because we're going on foot with monsters that we've seen can run up walls, on ceilings, jump off cliffs, survive, and keep running.
And
I'll just take these bad boys on fit. I'm the fucking
here's the
Usain Bolt of this bit.
It was not only that, it's just
we need to pause right here. We're diving into the deep here of the end of the episode.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the jail cell
The
yet.
jail cell episodes, is hilarious. Well, I've caught these on a scouting mission out just outside the castle, and we had our three amigos in there. Still, anytime we have Hound on screen, I'm drooling, and I guess we get the classic cunt lines and everything else as always.
But you gotta love that.
Barrett gets up. He's like, "The Light King, shut the fuck up! Nobody gives a damn about you."
And I love how everybody has a reason to hate everybody.
Yeah, I know it. This is like the
Everyone
hate
in
wall.
here is their rivals.
Gentry hates these groups. They hate him.
Hound hates everybody.
Hound hates everybody.
John's like-
Tormund's like, "You're related to Mormont. He hunted us like dogs. You piece of shit."
But God, I always forget his name. Thoros.
Yeah.
He's like, Thoros, is that you? He's just like, he's sober for the first time ever. He's like,
The man bun appears.
Okay.
I'm not doing so well.
So these two have never met on screen, and they do know each other. And so the reason that is because they fought together when they took
Who are we talking about? The two that
Thoros of Myr.
I know Thoros. Who's the other who hasn't been with him?
And Jorah. Because Jorah's like, "Hey, Thoros, what are you doing here?" And that's when you're saying they help siege Euron's place, the Iron Isles.
Yeah, because this is where Thoros came in with his flaming sword.
By himself in siege, and he was the first person to take it.
Yeah.
And so that's how they know each other.
Thoros is oddly respected for being a lunatic.
Yes.
Because he just had such faith. He would be drunk, and he would rudge into battle with a sword on fire. And he'd just go to town. He's a badass, though. Mm-hmm. But he's like world known for being just a monster.
And
I hope we get to see his skills. I hope we do.
Yeah, it's rare. We barely ever see it in the show, so it's like,
I don't know
it'd
if
be
we
nice.
have seen
We
his
haven't seen
skills.
him in a sword battle yet.
We've seen him in a couple little just minor
Yeah.
spats.
Yeah, there was that whole deal where they did a little ambush, but it was nothing.
It's very minor stuff.
Yes. I mean, I'm hoping we see these skills you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're about to fight an entire.
Yeah.
I don't even know what. Or
It's 4,000 to 1.
Yeah, okay, so
odds.
well,
John
and then
makes
if
a comment before
if we
we get
lose
to this.
one, like then it's like 4,001 to.
Yes, 6. So John makes a comment, we're all on the same side. Why? Because we're breathing. I thought that was a pretty cool
Good line.
I thought that was a
I
really
got
good
goosebumps
line.
at that line.
That's like, okay, the rest of you shut your
That's
bastard
the whole
up.
fade to black right
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. So then we have the scene, which is, but dude, did y'all see the YouTube thing where they
Yes.
did the A-Team? I mean, I'm
Fantastic.
dying. You've got a mission and you need it done. Da 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 da. And
It's
it's
like they're
Jon
introducing
Jon Snow. And I mean, I'm dying.
I really
man.
wish it would have given them nicknames.
Yeah.
Like,
Also starring Thor and
Yeah.
Beard and all this.
it was like,
I mean, they coming out to the music and everything. I was dying.
How about Gendry? I mean, you talk about getting thrown to the fire, buddy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're enjoying Flea Bottom? Come to the coldest place on earth.
Welcome to hell.
No coat or anything. Like,
Yeah, let's fight the undead.
Yeah. I mean, the A-Team thing, and then somebody else did the Eminem song of them coming out. Arms are
gate-
heavy and
yeah.
all this stuff. I already got
Knees weak, palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have too much fun on the internet. I love it.
Oh, man, there's some borderline geniuses out there that know how to hit those perfect GIFs, memes, YouTube videos. I mean, they're perfect.
content
All right.
creators.
So
Bravo.
let's go back to what you were talking about earlier. 4,000 to 7 plus 5 cannon fodder behind them holding the cage.
Well, so 4,005 to 7. And
Okay.
also, like,
No. I'm talking 4,000 to 1. For every one person, there's 4,000 undead people.
The numbers are astronomical. But
and
here's the
there's
thing.
giants and giant spiders.
But they don't know that. Yeah, I got you. Let me ask you this. Who has seen the Army of the Dead in this posse?
John.
John?
John.
Well, no, Barrack and them have seen him in the flames, bruh.
Well, and-
Easy surfer dude over there.
but also, Bran has seen them. and
Okay, but I'm talking
Bran
about
is
in this
there.
posse.
Well, Bran's there.
Brent's not really there. They're not
Brand's
wheeling
there.
his ass out in that cage.
Well, no, but he's warging into stuff. Like,
Brand, you're the bait. Just rip a fart. They'll come right at you.
God. Bran's going to play a role in this.
Yeah,
that Bran
from on the other side of the wall.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be working into stuff. Don't worry about that.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
All right,
you hope that
what I'm getting at here is this. Is John's seen this, and he has seen, you don't see singular dead. You only see them in giant droves.
Yes.
And so going out there with 7 and saying, I'm hoping to clip one and not be a part of the rest of the 4, 5, 10,000 of them like that is the most insane concept I've ever seen.
So did anybody do a Magnificent 7 rendition of this?
Well, I've seen the pictures where somebody did they walked out and they took a picture and said Magnificent 7 and starring. No, the other one I really liked is when they did the oh God, it's the comedy back from the 70s, the Holy Grail.
Oh,
they did John is is Arthur and the other ones, and they're clapping coconuts.
Yeah, because there's no fucking horses.
Because they're all idiots.
Yeah. Just ridiculous.
I mean,
now I just really want them to be on broomsticks. Or just Gendry on his warhammer.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But, yeah, I mean, so, like I said, I think this plan is the dumbest shit ever created on Game of Thrones. I'm just putting it out there.
This plan is terrible. And now that you mention that we have 5 cannon fodder carrying a cage. Yeah, let's sprint past an entire army dragging a cage in 8-foot snow.
Just the idea that...
So who survives this? We might as well go ahead and get over.
Let's get to predictions. Let's go with the percentages here of each one.
Okay, we already know Cash is retarded and thinks just John.
It's all done. John will come back.
Okay, so I think we're gonna.
Let's go character by character. First of all, does John die?
No.
No. Okay. Thoros.
Yeah, he's 100% expendable.
Nope. I think he's the only connection to the wildlings, and I think the wildlings still have a part to play.
So he's Tormund, bro.
Tormund, I'm sorry. Tormund, what I mean.
For some reason, I think Tormund lives. Only because I feel like they're going to have a battle at the wall with Tormund.
Yes.
Like, Eastwatch needs to be attacked. You know what I'm saying?
Tormund needs to be alive.
So I feel like Tormund should be alive. He's the only wildling we know.
He's the only one we have in context. Yeah.
So I think John and Tormund are safe.
All right. Now, Thoros.
No.
To tell you the truth, I kind of think Thoros lives,
but
Beric dies. And he doesn't have a chance to save Beric anymore.
All right.
So do you think that his spirit gets transferred?
That's where I was going next. I could see where Beric dies and Thoros uses that to save another member, if maybe even be John.
No, John's already been saved. I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm telling you, my theory is that the Hound will end up being somehow like this Azor Ahai character. You know what I mean? We still don't know who it is.
It's John.
But Beric, his sword does catch fire every time he just wants it to.
No. He uses a wildfire and stuff.
I mean, he slices his hand and throws blood up his blade, and it comes on fire. But then when you see the scene of him in the winter, it just magically fires up. It
catches fire.
So to me, that's an inconsistency. So I don't know.
They have this ability. They see in the flames. We know that the Red Priest and stuff like that has ability. Yeah. That the Lord of Light does do something.
True.
Thoros can bring his friend back. He can have a magic sword. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Beric has a purpose. There's a reason he keeps being brought back. He has to fulfill whatever it is. If he goes out there and says, this is my destiny or what I'm supposed to fulfill, then he doesn't come back.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just Thoros has a destiny. That he could bring back any of them if he wanted to. But he just keeps bringing back Beric because it's his friend. And he feels like they're attached, you know what I mean? There's no telling yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
And Beric's the one that keeps dying.
Yeah, like he's brought him back multiple times.
I think Beric dies to save someone else.
Okay. So you think he... Because do we want to talk about how it works in the book or just no?
We can't really talk about it in the book. I mean, it's so ridiculous that we can't talk about it really. Yeah. Everybody knows about it.
Well, talk about it. I don't know shit what you're talking about.
The Lady Stoneheart plotline.
Oh, I know about that. Yeah.
But you understand why she's alive.
Because Beric gives up his ability.
Gives up his life for her.
He kills himself, and then that whatever, it's like a spear or something.
Yeah, she
goes
was floating
into
in a
her.
pond, and he
In the river.
Yeah, she was dead
and
for like
she-
3 days, and
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I feel like Barrick will give up his life to save somebody who's maybe dead already or dying.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It won't be Thoros.
So you think we only lose Barrick?
I think Barrick for sure dies, but maybe not even in the battle. Maybe they drag back somebody who dies back at Eastwatch, and he kills himself to bring that person back.
No, because they know you have to put him on fire, otherwise the Night King can raise you.
I don't know.
So like dying on this side of the wall, like we've got to set you on fire pretty quickly.
Or maybe if that person dies and then he turns back, that maybe Barrick's ass, they're one dragging back to King's Landing with blue eyes.
Well, that would be a cool thing. Is that if you set somebody up
if
for
it's
death,
a friend,
Oh,
you're
you
taking
put it-
back.
and you
So
put him in the
maybe
cage, and then
Barrick's
if
in
he
the
raises
cage.
them and he raises in the cage, get our asses out of here.
Oh,
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to work it. We'll just keep going down the characters though. So
All right. All
I
right.
think Barrick dies.
yes.
All right, my man Jorah. He comes back.
No, because he shouldn't even be there in the first damn place.
No, he shouldn't.
It wouldn't surprise me if Jorah's the one they're bringing back in the cage, just because it's ironic. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you
You
survived
can
being
see
a stone.
See
stone
Danny
man.
just
Yeah.
tearing and everything else because that's who she has to use as the proof.
No, she'd be like, well, I barely knew him.
What was his name again? Friend? Oh,
Jerry?
Gary?
You bastards. Right.
Gendry?
Alive.
God, they just introduced him.
To me, I think he's dead.
No, I think he's going to be the person that does Valyrian steel. We need a blacksmith. We need a way to do all this obsidian and stuff.
Maybe.
I don't see it.
See, now I'm starting to feel like too many people are surviving.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm telling you,
I'm sticking with my 2.
I think 2 people have to at least die out of this. The 7.
This battle is too stupid. I mean, people have to die in
Yes.
this. Obviously, we have our cannon fodder that are toting the cage, which means 2 decently powerful human beings are going to have to drag this cage.
Well, I mean,
Which makes me think more and more that it's going to be a friend that is going to be the one that turns.
All right. Well, let's break this down right here. Do we perceive that it's mission successful?
no.
Not at all. I'm sorry. I don't think they catch somebody. I think this is all just to get him out.
John's going to figure out a crucial piece of information that we have no idea that's going to make this thing successful, but we're not getting a white or anything.
Here's the wild card we haven't thought about. You do realize we could have Uncle Benji show back up.
I haven't even thought about that.
I'm telling you right now, word on the street, people are talking, and I believe it just as well. John doesn't make it back. The group scuttles to get back to save itself. John's captured, but they think it's captured, but it's Benji, something of that nature. And the next episode is either the rescue mission or that's part of the next season. Is that John is separated from the North, and that's what creates holy hell for the BS to be a cliffhanger for going into next season.
No. I hate that.
I would love for John to see Benjen again because of their original start and stuff like that, but not Benji, by the way.
Yeah,
Benjen.
Benjen.
I don't know, man. God,
No.
it's so much.
I know it. Well, when you watch the previews,
How about just take Benjen's ass over there? Hey, Benjen, mind just
Yeah, I
walking
mean, you
back
put-
with us?
yeah, get in the cage for us. By the
Or
way.
Cold Hands. Like
That's
we
Benjen.
No, they already said that wasn't Benjen.
Benjen's half dead. He's partial ice.
That's what I'm saying. They replaced Cold Hands with Benjen in the show. Benjen helps Mira
and
and
everything.
He helps here and
Bran.
Rand to get to the wall
They
and
never
says, "I
named
got
him
more work to
Benjen, though,
do."
did they?
He took his thing off. You know it's him.
Yeah, he's the one who's wielding fire and taking out the dead ones.
I completely missed that.
You don't remember he has like some like
He's got-
scabies on his face.
Yeah,
he
like
looks
he
pretty
looks like he's
bad.
got frostbite in the face and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, "I got more work to do here. My job's not done. I'm gonna continue to fight."
I don't remember what he says, but yeah, it was Benjen Stark. It was his Cold Hands,
Okay.
which is who we think it is in the book too.
Yeah.
But anyway, is that all of them? Is that every character? Did we go through every
We
one of
got
them?
John.
And of course,
Jorah.
nobody said Hound. We said he's fine.
No. I will be devastated if they kill the Hound.
Prepare to be devastated.
But they have noticed now the Hound can read the flames.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And the Hound has turned over this new leaf and has become a more
redemptive
character, a better person, and Thoros and Beric are noticing it. They know he's better.
Well, that usually means you die soon.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is that I think Beric will sacrifice himself to save the Hound.
Okay.
That's where I've leaned, and because
for all you know, that's what their life mission is, to get him there, because that's what he can read and he can be that integral part. That's their mission.
Well, he can read the flames. I mean, that's not just something normal.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just the fact that he can do that means he's attached to that
right
Lord of Light plot line.
I give you that. There's no doubt. All right. Well, then we'll call it that then. You know, I mean, any strange predictions for next episode? Don't get me wrong. The preview only shows Jon and the usual suspects.
Oh, it just says winter has come.
Yeah.
Or is here.
You know, and you see them. You see a scene where they're back to back and they're battling some dead ones. You see
him fight a White Walker.
Yeah, you see different things, and then you
How
see.
are y'all watching these things?
And then you see them running for their lives with no weapons in hand.
Yeah, this is the part where I'm like, oh, y'all are fucked for real.
No doubt.
I mean, these things don't even have to run on feet. They scramble on all fours. They're like little hyenas after you.
And we have one weapon that can kill them.
Amongst all of them.
Yeah, like
no, I hope the cage is full of matches, because these things go up like kindling.
Yeah, or
You know what I mean?
maybe he brought some obsidian. Like, I don't know.
Well, he should have.
Oh, he ought to have
dragon glass weapons.
Pocket load of obsidian.
But that would have been a really good scene to have, like, you know, like Commando, where they're like stocking each part of their chest with dragon. You know, one in the boot, one in the chest plate, one in the sword. You know,
just making some knuckles made out of it.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson style. You know, just got big shards,
taping it on. One less.
Put some in the teeth a little bit.
What is it? Once more into the fray. To the last good fight I'll ever know. Yeah, I see it.
Well, you just have like...
I want dragon glass grenades. You know, you just throw them out there. It's like powder bombs.
Okay, Children of the Forest. Are they all dead?
Yes.
Maybe they come into a little assistance?
No.
I think that
cave got pretty well ransacked.
This is the doomed mission. I mean, this is what we call the true. That's the other thing they made up. The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
That's the other one they made fun of. This is the better version of it.
Never mention the worst movie ever.
That's
made.
almost as bad as Troy.
Oh no, this is way worse than Troy.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman is like the only thing that might be worse than Suicide Squad.
No.
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 I can watch Batman vs Superman. I can't watch that.
Suicide Squad
Superman was awful.
If you want to put a Batman near it, it would be the George Clooney Batman.
Oh, the nipples. Like, that's just not fair.
Nipple plate.
Yeah. Nipplegate.
Oh, Jesus. Chill.
Hey, don't be talking
Pool party.
Guys, if y'all enjoyed the pod or we missed something like that, just hit us up, man.
Oh, if we missed something.
Yeah, really. We're on Gmail, BleedTV podcast@gmail.com.
At WilmyRiggs.com.
Oh, we catchphrase. That's right. Hashtag WilmyRiggs. And, of course, we're on Twitter, BleedTV Podcast, on Facebook, and all like that. And we love conversating with you guys. A lot of the stuff and material we got for the pod is just interacting with you guys.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun on Facebook and Twitter the last couple of days.
I mean, some of our fans and some of the people, fans of the show, man, they have some really great stuff out there. And we love to incorporate in the show. So don't hesitate to chat with us and throw some stuff out there. We'd love to talk at you. And, you know, if you got a few minutes to give us a positive review, that'd be awesome. But other than that, I think we're pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, guys. Well, look, we're going to call it a night. This is BleedTV. I'm Zach.
I'm Jake.
I'm Cash.
We'll see y'all next week.